Hey guys, a simple yet powerful biohack is using the foam roller. Now the foam roller is a great way to break up any kind of tension, muscle tightness, or just in general stiffness throughout the body. Many people may not like the foam roller because they think it's painful, but if you get a good one, a good brand, that actually has a little bit of cushion to it, you'll actually fall in love with it. So let's actually break it down on what it does. So it actually hits that what they call the myofascia, muscle fascia, or bigger muscle groups, which is a good way of thinking, going in there with the roller and pressing out, smoothing out that muscle. So there's that fascia on top of that muscle, which is pretty much that layer between your skin and muscle that has a lot of nerve endings. So whether it's just general stiffness throughout the day, maybe due to diet, environmental factors around us, we develop this tension throughout the body, and it develops a lot of what we call activity around those receptors. So it's a little bit more hypersensitive. That's truly what you feel whenever, say, someone feels super ticklish when they're pushing on that area, or just in general when we have a lot of tightness, we feel that tension. So it can go either way. It can be painful, or we could actually have that experience of just laughter and that ticklish feeling. So it's just letting us know there's tightness in the area, and we need to get that pressure off there. Because here's what's going to happen. You increase that pressure throughout the day, you're going to have a little bit more stress, a little bit more irritability, but it's also going to lead up the body to where you actually start feeling, maybe experiencing in different areas of the body, such as the neck, shoulders, and the back, even all the way down the chain. So the foam roller itself is a great way to, again, go in there broadly, hit those bigger muscle groups, take that pressure off. So I like to personally use it to start the day off, just to get some relaxation of those muscles, get the blood flow going. It's a great way to detox. We get that lymphatic system, actually toxins flowing throughout the body, and just get loosened up, that pressure along those muscle groups. Or you may use it for a warm-up before a workout, or even just a cool down. So let's get going. I'm going to actually start with this, show you my routine. You can develop yours over a period of time, but I'll usually lay on the side around the hip and start with the IT band around the hip. So bring that top leg over, and we're going to push here, so you have a little bit of pressure points is with the heel as a reference, and then the forearm. That way I can go above that, around the hip, IT band, and then work toward the knee. So you can, in general, work up and down anywhere from 10, 15, 20 seconds, depends on what you want. And then I'll even go over toward the quad, hip flexor, again, depending on where I'm feeling it, and just maybe hone in on a spot and just go back and forth. It's nothing too crazy. You're going to feel it. You're going to notice the areas you want to work, but also maybe think of that as part of your workout. Which areas am I trying to loosen up so I can go in there and get that movement in that joint? I like to get around that glute piriformis by pulling that heel up to the opposite knee. And then here again, just kind of sinking into it, letting gravity push down, and then I'll roll lightly into that lower back around that QL, that quadratus lumborum, so right above that hip. And then you can go into maybe along the rib cage, get a little bit of that lat muscle up to the shoulder blade. Every once in a while you may have to reposition it, but along the back here, this is a great one because all that pressure point along the low back, but also into your rib cage to give that little bit of self-massage. So going in here, you may bring the arms up, get underneath that shoulder blade. Again, you'll see I'm pressing here with the heels to give that little bit of pressure, momentum, keeping the hips up off. And then you may add in a little activity, allowing those ribs to open and close. Kind of like when you breathe. Internally rotate and external rotate. So have that internal rotation as we breathe out, external rotation as we breathe in. So it's all dependent on, again, what you're trying to work on, which areas. But you can go pretty much head to toe with the foam roller. Again, there's different ones out there. Certain ones are a lot more firm, so you're going to have more pressure. Other ones are going to be a little bit softer, and so some may have a little bit more of a grip too, where they're pushed into certain areas. Again, it's just depending on the activity you want. Some people prefer it more firm. Others like it softer, so again, that's up to you. But again, the whole goal, I always feel like, is to get the nervous system to relax. So if we're too tense with it at first, it's not going to relax, it's going to fight you, and that's where people don't like it because it gets a little bit too tense. I would say anywhere, again, about 10 to 20 seconds on each site, but that's totally up to you. You can knock this out, again, within a minute or so in the morning just to get your day going, or maybe it's a midday just to get that stress relief. But what you're looking here is not only alleviate that tension, that tightness around that muscle, that joint, but just to sustain. And I think that's the biggest key to this. Is it's a great biohack. When I say literally, it's very powerful because not only day in, day out, you can keep all that tension off. That way you're not constantly experiencing those muscles tightening up, keeping those joints locked in. But at the end of the day, it's not allowing that nervous system to get out of control and keep your muscle tension, muscle pain in a situation that you just don't want to deal with. And that's where a lot of people end up going into maybe a medication or an injection, or just in general, they're always in that state of constant pain or tension. And it's very avoidable if you can do certain biohacks like the foam roller.